Hello, Hainan Merrill here with Nanaimo Hearing Clinic and your weekly sound bite. Today, I want to talk about what to expect. Specifically, if you were to come in and need an ear impression. What is an ear impression? Well, an ear impression is like a picture or a 3D image of your ear. And from this, we can build something that fits your ear canal perfectly. Or near perfectly. What are these used for? Well, one thing they're used for is to make custom earplugs. So let's say you're exposed to a lot of loud noise, or you're trying to block out snoring at nighttime. You're trying to protect yourself from things like the lawnmower, chainsaw, or going to loud concerts. You might want some custom earplugs because they're so much more comfortable and easier to insert than the foam ones, and they're a lot smaller than the big earmuffs and so on. Or you might want some custom headphones for listening to music and talking on the phone. Look much like custom earplugs, but they have speakers built into them. So the plug portion blocks out a lot of the noise, and then you have the speaker right in the ear. You don't have to have the volume turned up as loud, and it's really good sound. And of course, there's one for both ears. There's a inline mic and controls and so on. Really, really fun product. Another reason you might want ear impressions is if you need custom hearing aids. So this here is a very large custom hearing aid designed to fit in somebody's ear. I'm going to show you a small one that's built for my ear, just like that there. It just kind of tucks in because it's been shaped perfectly for my ear, and it all but disappears out of sight. Now, this is not appropriate for everybody. Some people need one that's slightly larger for power and so on. And then you can have behind the ear hearing aids that have a custom tip on it rather than just a little rubber universal tip. And there's a very specific situation where these are useful, and it just plugs in like so. Custom products, number one, are more comfortable, but with hearing aids, sometimes they allow us to give a better fit, a better sound. They allow sometimes people to be able to insert them more easily. Sometimes they're a little less itchy. There's certain times where they're a really strong advantage. Not always, but certain times. So let's say you've decided you want some custom plugs, or you want custom headphones, or you need a custom component to your hearing aid. What next? First thing is safety. We're going to have a look in your ear with our otoscope, it's called, a little device magnifier for looking in the ear to make sure it looks safe. We just want to make sure there's no foreign objects, no big plugs of wax, that your ear looks reasonably healthy, there's no ear infections or growths or anything concerning. If that's the case, which most often it is, then we're going to put another little safety device, this little oto block, we call it. It's a little piece of foam on a string that we insert fairly deep in each ear, and we actually push it in very gently with this pen light. I have a special technique for doing that. And we push it in about halfway down your ear canal. Purpose for that is we want it deep enough so that we can get a good impression, but we also want it to keep the impression material, which is a medical grade silicone, we want to keep that from going too deep. And so we want it to be safe. Once the oto block is in where it needs to be, and we also, once it's in there, we go and we check it again to make sure it's sealing the ear canal properly, protecting it. Then we'll mix up the impression material, a medical grade silicone, and we'll insert that in your ear. That'll feel kind of wet, and you'll feel all plugged up for about 5 minutes. Once that has set up, then we'll gently remove the impression, which will look like this. We send that off to the manufacturer, who either uses it to build the custom product, or they take a three-dimensional picture of this, and their computers build a custom product. Then that comes back, and we make sure it fits you well. Sometimes we have to do more modifications to get it to fit just perfectly. But in the end, for some people, a custom product is the best way to have a good fitting hearing aid. You know, in some ways, everything we do at this clinic is custom. We measure your hearing, we tune the hearing aid customized to your needs, but for some people, having that custom piece or that custom tip is what makes the experience all that much better. You may or may not need hearing aid or ear impressions someday, but if you do, now you know a little bit about what to expect. Have a great day.